Hi guys and welcome back. So today we're just outside in Escorty town at St. David's Church and Graveyard, and I'm actually here to find a family grave with an inscription wrote on it for Elizabeth Lizzie Doyle. I'll tell you a little bit more about Lizzie's story when we get closer to her grave, but first we're actually going to take a look at some headstones first and read them, and then when we find or get closer to Lizzie's inscription on her family's grave, I'll tell you a little bit more about her story. So this is a beautiful cemetery, St. David's Cemetery, as I said. And let's have a look. Beautiful statue here. In fond and loving memory of James Doran. Moneyhoor House, who died the 13th of February 1918. Also his children Patrick and Maggie, who died young, and his wife Esther is here as well. Esther died in 1946. On the other side then there's a James Doran who died, if I can just read it, very hard to read. It looks like James died in 1931, but look at that statue, isn't it beautiful? Absolutely gorgeous. The Dorans. Right, so let's keep going. That would have been the old entrance into the old church. Look at this one. Somebody has tried to save it. We see Eleanor here and her husband, but everything is gone because it's broken. We see an age 76, but that looks like it was an old headstone. Lovely one here with the rails around it, and you all know now that I love the rails. Erected by Catherine Murphy. In memory of her husband Patrick, who departed this life 1860. The age seems to be gone. Catherine herself then is here as well. Beautiful headstone and those beautiful rails around it. But you might notice that somebody has tried to come in and clean it. Look at all of those and all the lichen and those fantastic, actually there's loads and loads of rails in this graveyard. Look at this. Erected by Mary Simpson in loving memory of her husband James, who died September the 18th, 1924, aged, it looks like he was 58 only. Also her daughter Annie Simpson, 1933, aged just 25, and the above then Mary. Mary passed away in 1972, I think that says, aged 86, so good age there for Mary. Look at all that lichen. It's almost like somebody comes in and paints them, but that's not the case. Look at all the rails here. Wow, look at that. These are the Staffords. More rails here for the Murphys, and even more here. These ones are white marble. Now it is extremely windy, so let's hope this mic really helps. Look at that, that is gorgeous. Erected by John Myrna in loving memory of his son William, who died 1883, aged 25. Also his father Nicholas, 1874, aged 84, and his mother Anne, she was 74 when she passed away in 1868. And the above John himself, 1899, age 68. And this beautiful one here as well beside it. So these are all Myrna's. Mary Myrna, 1920, aged 48. And her husband James is there as well. And just here we've a little angel, all in the one plot. Baby John Myrna, born 1987 and died March 1988. Beautiful little statue there for baby John. How beautiful, but so sad. Only 3 months old, or just about. Let's make our way up here. Some broken tombs there. Those big railed ones. But a picture has actually caught my eye here. Our dear sister, Mary Trees O'Loughlin Darcy. She was 63 when she passed 2014. And I hope I pronounced her first name right. It's quite similar to Maria. Erected by Anastasia Murphy in memory of her husband Edward Murphy, who died 11th January 1908, aged 56. Anastasia Murphy, October 1941. Their children, James Murphy, 1932, aged 32. Mary Curry, died January 1941, aged 42. And then we have a list of the Curry family just down below. Vera Curry, 2015, wife of Martin Joseph, is buried in England. Beautiful designs on that one. We've the grapes, the vines, Sacred Heart there in the middle. So I'm actually trying to hold my gimbal. It's that windy, the gimbal is blowing. This gorgeous one, look at that. We have inscriptions here at the side. Margaret, beloved wife of Thomas Mullet, 1894, aged 43, and also their son. He was only 28 when he passed in 1909. We'll take a walk around the front of it. Have a look at those rails. We've Thomas Mullet there at the bottom, age 70. And Bridget Mullet, 1898 there as well. It's all cemented in, but look at the size of those rails, they're fantastic, all painted silver. So we've loads of rails, you can just see them all up along the way there. All around. There's that beautiful church. All the way down here. The design on these rails. And the cross then in the centre was erected by James Kehoe. Dublin, I think he was from, in memory of his dearly beloved wife Catherine, 1874, aged just 30. Right, so another one has caught my eye. It's a cross, a very old cross. Look at that. That is fantastic. I can see the name Connor. Maybe Bridget Connor wrote on it. See all the lichen, the way it's taken over on the cross itself. Absolutely beautiful. Just here, no other inscription on it. We have actually a newer section further up along, and we might take a look at that as well. But those rails are just something else. Really, really beautiful. More rails. A tomb here. Inside these rails. And 3 crosses. Amazing. But just look at all of those headstones. So many. So it's quite difficult to find Lizzie's, her family's grave. But I have some sort of an idea. So we'll keep looking until I find the particular area. But there's a beautiful statue up here. So I'm going to go up here. And have a look at it. So just bear with me. Look at that. And it's an angel. And I think at one stage she was probably pointing up. She seems to have lost her finger there. Let's just zoom in. So this is in loving memory of Walter Joseph Corcoran, I think, JP. Date is gone, and also his daughter Eileen, Marion Lett, and it looks like she passed away aged 89 and 1976 by the looks of it. But a beautiful statue. And those big rails around it. Absolutely stunning. But I do think that the angel might have lost her finger and she's pointing up. She does seem to be holding something, but I'm not quite sure what it is. Maybe you can see that there. Gorgeous memorial for Walter and his daughter, and those big rails. So this is actually the newer section here. So we're just going to take a little walk up here, and then I'll bring you to the final resting place, or at least the final resting place of Lizzie's family, and she's named on that memorial, and I'll explain the story then as well as we find her. Right, so we're up at the newer section, and look at this beautiful grave. Absolutely gorgeous. We've angels, birds, little cherubs, butterflies, a feather. And this is for Louise Quigley, 26th of October 1989 to the 17th of December 2018, our much loved daughter and sister. A beautiful memorial there for Louise. You are my angel, my darling, my star and my love. We will find you wherever you are. Isn't that beautiful? Beside Louise, we have a much loved son, brother and friend, Sean Murphy. Sean passed away July 2018, aged just 33. Very handsome young man, and a beautiful final resting place for Sean. Beautiful fresh flowers here for him. We have a little angel as well. Happiest and loving memories of Christopher Vincent Gilligan, beloved brother, uncle and friend, May 2012, age 74. And Christopher is a very handsome man, and that is a gorgeous photo of Vincent. And a beautiful headstone. And we have a verse there down at the bottom as well. So Elizabeth, better known as Lizzie Doyle, was 26 when she died on board the Titanic, the 15th of April 1912. Lizzie was actually living in Philadelphia, and she came home to take care of her widowed, dying father, Martin. She was returning home to America.
Is there anyone there?
Yes, what you see.
Iceberg, right ahead!
Thank you. Iceberg, right ahead!
On the starboard!
The Titanic hit an iceberg, as we all know the story well, and Elizabeth, along with her cousin Robert, perished. Now, the twist to the story was that her family first thought Lizzie was saved. As she had told them, she had bought a second class ticket, but in fact Lizzie tried to save a few pounds and bought a third class ticket. And so, as I said, herself and her cousin both perished on the Titanic. And the inscription on her family grave is actually just here. So we're going to take a look at that now. So this is in fact her family's grave, and just here is the inscription for Elizabeth Lizzie Doyle. But we'll read the headstone first. So up at the top it says Margaret Rossiter Doyle, who died August 1935, aged 50. Also her husband William Rossiter, 1973, aged 89. And then on the inscription here, I hope we can read it, Martin Doyle Bree and his wife Catherine. Now it says erected by Martin Doyle in memory of Catherine Doyle. (1887), she was just 39. Also his son Robert Doyle, 1888. That looks like 12. I'm going to get the torch just to see if we can read it a little bit better. Now you mightn't see that my shadow is in the way, but age 12, Robert was only 12. There's a John Doyle here as well. 1892, aged 11 years only. And then the above named Martin, July the 5th, 1911, age 60. And then I'm going to try and get around. Also his daughter Elizabeth Doyle, who was drowned on board the Titanic, April 1912, aged just 26. And then there's also his baby grandson, Philip, it looks like, 1918, aged just 1. So Elizabeth Doyle, who was drowned on board the Titanic, April, it must say the 15th, although it looks like the 14th, 1912, age 26. So very, very sad for Elizabeth. And of course, her cousin, Robert Myrna, who also perished with her. And of course, all those who perished on board the Titanic in 1912. I believe there was over 1,500 people perished. So sad. So obviously Elizabeth's body wasn't recovered, but just there, the inscription for her, and she's remembered there with her family. Rest in peace, Lizzie, and all those who perished on board the Titanic. So guys, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Take care. God bless. And I'll talk to you all soon.